Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Stanley, and along with my wife, Jen, we are the Crumbs in the Philippines. I want to wish everybody out there today a happy Father's Day for all of you fathers. I'd like to give a special shout out for my father who's no longer with us. He has had such a tremendous impact on my life. I miss him greatly. He was a great man to me. So, Henry Crumb, just rest peacefully and know that I miss you. I also like to give a special shout out to my two sons, DeMarco and Julius, who are both fathers. Julius just became a father for the third time with his wife, Kathy, yesterday on June 17th. We welcomed our new granddaughter, Riley Kate Crum, into the world, and we're extremely thrilled about that. I'll throw up a picture of that right after at the beginning of the video here. Well, anyway, today we're going to talk about what does it mean to marry the family whenever you have a Filipino wife or girlfriend in the Philippines. Stay with us. That's what we're going to talk about today. See you on the other side. There you can see my new granddaughter, Riley. I also wanted to share with you what my Father's Day was like. We went to a little roadside cafe there that's just about a half a kilometer from the entrance to Plantation and enjoyed a nice meal of chicken chami, which is almost my favorite food in the Philippines. It's very reasonably priced. And then we finished it up with the famous halo halo, the Padre Garcia style, which it's absolutely delicious. It has ube in it and some other fruits and vegetables that are in there and some cream. It's very sweet. It tastes delicious. Here, Jen's trying to, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are bananas in those trees over across the street and coconuts. But we get a lot of fresh bananas from all over Batangas, and they're dirt cheap bananas because they grow so abundantly in this part of the Philippines. So anyway, we're gonna get ready to talk about our topic today, and just wanted to share this with you. And for those of you, just happy Father's Day, and this is how we spend our Father's Day. We'll talk to you in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. Today's topic is what does it mean to marry the family when you have a Filipino wife or girlfriend here in the Philippines? And what that basically means is whether or not you're going to provide support to the family unit whenever you have a Filipino wife or girlfriend. Now, just a little background to know where this comes from. In the Philippines and in Asian culture in general, the family unit is very important to the folks here. And all of the family members feel an extreme and deep sense of loyalty towards the family. And they feel obligated to help out should they be able to do so. This also stems from the fact that a huge percentage of the population lives on an extremely small amount of money every month. And they learn to do it and they make do with what they have. And I watch them do it all the time. I see these people get by with just money that I know I couldn't live on. And my hats are off to them. They work very hard. And the most amazing thing is that they go to work with a smile on their face and they're happy and content in their lives. And then of course you also see people that are in extreme poverty, and you're going to experience that in the very heavily populated areas in the Philippines around the Manila area, the Cebu City area, Iloilo, the Davao City, the larger cities where people will come up and they'll panhandle and try to ask you for money, and sometimes they'll try to pick your pocket and things like that. But the average Filipino that lives in the poverty zone is not interested in coming up and asking you for a handout. But what they do is they expect their children to go out and find some way to work or do whatever they can to help out the family and keep it going. And that's something that I can respect. And one of the reasons that I moved to the Philippines was to get back into that sense of family, that that culture of loyalty towards your family members that seems to have dissipated quite a bit in the United States. And I don't say that from a personal viewpoint because I'm very close to my own family back in the USA. But in general, what I can see on the news and just over the last 20 to 25 years has been the deterioration of the family unit and the importance of the family unit in daily life and society in the USA. And so I find it quite refreshing in the Philippines to where that is kind of stressed. And I know that one of the qualities in my wife, Jen, that I love so much is that she's a traditional housewife. She doesn't have any problem fulfilling that role. And it's it reminds me of the relationship that my mom and dad had back in the 1960s and before my lifetime back into the 50s, the way that life was depicted. And it was a simpler time, but, and in my opinion, a better time. But I mean, of course, that is only my opinion. But that's what attracts me to the culture and to Filipinas in general is that they don't have any problem being feminine. They don't have any problem fulfilling the role of housewife and taking care of the running of the home from on day to day, which is very nice for me because there for many years of my adult life I had to run the household in my home along with other things I had to do like what the traditional mom might do as well. I was kind of a stay-at-home dad while I was finishing my college degree and I got to experience that side of it as well. And I do have quite a bit of respect for people that do stay home and take care of the house. But anyway, getting back to the topic, it really depends entirely upon your unique situation and your relationship with your wife or girlfriend as to what type of arrangement you're going to get into to help the family. I mean, I would be willing to say, I'm not going to say 100%, because I'm sure there are Western men out there that do not provide any assistance to the family of their wife or girlfriend. But I feel comfortable saying that the majority of men are going to be providing some type of assistance to their wife or girlfriend's family. And how much, how little, how often, I mean, that's entirely based upon the relationship and agreements and that you have with your wife or girlfriend. Now, I can tell you that there's one way that you can kind of set a limit on that and not get taken advantage of. Because I know a lot of guys end up getting taken advantage of, and they get taken for everything they have, and thinking that they're helping someone out, and you just have to be careful with what you're doing. And I don't have to deal with that because Jen's a very honest person. And I knew that from before when we were talking on video chat online. We talked online for a year and a half before we ever even started getting serious. And Jen never once asked me to send her any money for at least the first year that we were talking. We were just getting to know each other. And of course, I could see in the background where she lived and that she was taking care of her aunt. And, I could see the things going on, like what she was buying, shopping, and, how much she was paying for this and that. And never once did she play on my sympathy or try to get me to do anything. But once I decided that Jen was the person that I wanted to settle down and spend the rest of my life with, then I started sending her a little bit of money every month to help take care of things until I got here, until I was able to get here. And then after I got here, we kind of set some limits. And the best way that I've learned to do that is to figure out a budget for the month, how much it's going to be, and then transfer enough money to meet that monthly budget, plus what you're going to give your wife or girlfriend for their own personal use, because they're going to want to buy some things on their own and not have to ask you all the time for money, because they're decent people, and they don't like to ask for things. So, and you add a little bit extra for the family, and then that's the total, and that's the total you transfer each month. And that's what I do. I transfer a set amount of money each month, and then Jen is in charge of running the household. She's in charge of paying the bills, buying the groceries, our day in and day out expenses, putting gas in the motorcycle. And she knows that if she wants to give money to her family, or she wants to buy something for herself, that it has to come from that set amount. And I don't have any problem with that, because that allows me to leave my savings each month in our account back in the USA, in our Charles Schwab account. And we make some really small monthly investments, and just try to keep our money working for us, so that we don't run into any financial issues in the future. But that's how we save money. I don't transfer all of my retirement and pension money to the US and then just let it sit there, because it's too tempting, I'm sure, to get out there and spend it. So we transfer what we need each month, and then we live within that. And the money that we have left over, that's our savings back in the USA. So anyway, just be aware that, it's normal for you to be able to help the family out. It's probably going to be expected of you, but you can set limits. And trust me, these people are used to living their lives on not a whole lot of money. I mean, what we would consider not much money, 5,000, 6,000 pesos, that's a lot of money to a Filipino that lives on 3,000 pesos per month. So just remember that, and how much you want to help, that's entirely up to you. And you know, anyway, we really appreciate you guys stopping by today. It's not much to really add to that topic anymore. And we have several videos planned here for the next few days, and we have some day trips planned. I'm kind of holding off on those, hoping that my new video camera will arrive here in the next few days. I'm really excited to get that thing. It's actually two cameras. It was a package deal. One is a helmet cam that's kind of helpful whenever you're doing action type videos. And it's also, the camera's waterproof down to 100 feet underwater. And then the other one is a really nice 4K video camera that's, I'm hoping, will really help me to share some of the beauty of this country with you guys. I can't really demonstrate just how beautiful this stuff is with my cell phone, which is what I've used so far. But anyway, until next time, you guys stay healthy, stay happy, enjoy the rest of your Father's Day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Take it easy.